We're ready to give up delivering food. My husband has delivered food for 27 days. Last night he came home and told me he no longer wanted to deliver food. From December 1st to yesterday, he earned only $62, only $125 monthly. It's not worth it. First, the battery of our electric motorcycle is not very good. It runs out of power after a few orders. In addition, it's challenging to grab orders now, and the unit price is very low. My husband spends 4 hours every night and can only earn $5.50. Not only was he exhausted, but he couldn't get warm for a long time after returning home on a very cold day. China's economy continues deteriorating and the youth unemployment rate remains high. The main reasons are weak domestic demand, shrinking foreign markets, and foreign capital leaving China. Before the new year, layoffs became more severe, even in big cities like Beijing and Shanghai. Today, we're going to talk about China's unemployment wave. On December 19th, a Beijing woman posted online that her whole family was unemployed. The post quickly went viral. The post said that she had been unemployed since January and had been taking care of her children at home full-time. Her younger brother, who worked in construction, lost his job in October. Her husband, an architectural designer, lost his job in November. Her sister, the financial director, also lost her job in November because her company went bankrupt. Her brother-in-law, who was a programmer, lost his job in December. So many people in the family have no income. The only ones who earn money are her parents, who have a pension of $14 per month. The new year is coming soon, and everyone is idle at home. You look at me, I look at you, and they can't think of a way out. The title of this post is, "How can you not go crazy if your whole family lives on $14? Just bear it." Netizens said, "The Great Economic Depression is coming." Some people also said, her parents are not registered as Beijing residents. Otherwise, their pension would not be only $14 a month, which is the lowest pension standard in the country. Her parents may be from the countryside. If they are registered as Beijing residents, their treatment is much better than that of rural residents. The CCP has always regarded farmers as second-class citizens. Another netizen said, "Just go ahead and rob the government or the banks. Everyone will support you." Currently, all companies in Beijing, large and small, are laying off employees and cutting salaries. Many people work for 2 or 3 people for one salary. They want to quit but are afraid of finding a new job, so they must grit their teeth and persevere. Friends, I haven't found a suitable job in Beijing for 2 or 3 months. In the current environment in Beijing, the salary is cut in half. Many people will want to do it if you don't do it. It depends on whether you can accept it. I know this environment in my mind, but I am unwilling to take such a compromise, so I haven't found a satisfactory job. In addition, at the end of the year, there will be fewer companies recruiting, and job seekers will have fewer choices. The Chinese New Year is coming soon. I called my dad yesterday and he said I should go home early to rest for the Chinese New Year. I felt that I finally got a job and earned enough money to support myself, but after working for less than 2 years, I found that my parents still had to worry about me. I felt very upset. Netizen Xiao Wu said that the Human Resources Department had just found him. The company had adjusted its organizational structure and his position had been removed, meaning he was unemployed. He was surprised to hear the news because he worked until 11 o'clock yesterday and was informed of the layoffs when he came to work today. This year I am 30 years old. I am at an age when there are seniors and young children. My son is just over 1 year old. My monthly fixed household expenses are $1,370. The important thing is that the Chinese New Year will be in 1 month. To be honest, being unemployed at this time is quite stressful. How do I explain this to my family? When I first heard the news, I was pretty shocked. Everyone knows that the current environment is not good and that last year was a cold winter for employment. I feel that this year is even colder than last year. When I went to interviews before, I said I was 25 years old because I felt very young and was afraid that others would say I had no experience. Now that I am 30 years old, I fear others will look down on me because I am too old. The woman said that her husband, 45, used to work in a car company's R&D department. After being laid off, he switched careers and became a driving instructor.
我老公每个月都能拿
When
不
my
到
husband was able to bring home his salary every month, I had no worries and felt that life was okay. But this year, I am more anxious. We have mortgages for both houses and car loans. Before, my husband's salary was enough for everything and we had no problem living. But starting from January 10th this year, he has no income. We used his compensation to pay off the mortgage this year, but the compensation was used up this year. And this year's living expenses actually used up our savings, and we don't have that much savings. We have a registered residence in Beijing. I am particularly worried that my children will be unable to complete high school in Beijing. Our daughter will be a lone student if we return to our hometown. She will face the problem of not having legal local student status or qualifications, so we must complete her studies here in Beijing. When we first met, I asked my husband, what would you most want to do if we were financially free? He said he most wanted to drive a taxi. I don't think I should talk nonsense. Now it's really a prophecy. He is now working as a driving instructor. I think he likes to drive and knows a lot about cars because he has been doing this job since graduating from college. He is very suitable to be a driving instructor. Recently, an internet celebrity blogger with 8 million fans posted a video on social platforms titled, "Is it so difficult to find a job?" This video triggered heated discussions among netizens. I'm very confused. Is it so difficult for college students to find jobs now? 8 of the 10 posts I checked on Douyin showed 0 offers for fall recruitment. Doctors from Peking University and masters from Wuhan University couldn't find jobs. Then they tried to become bloggers on Douyin or return to their dormitories to share their experiences today. Some people cried while talking about their interview experience. Some irritable people quarrel with HR over photo software or simply threaten them by saying that if you don't let me join your company, I will call my entire family not to use your products in the future. I don't think anyone cares whether you use it or not. Aren't these post-2000s going to rectify the workplace? How come you can't get into the workplace? How can you sort things out if you can't get in? What's the scariest thing? Everyone can't find a job, so they think being an internet celebrity is good and want to compete with us. You all want to be an internet celebrity, so what will I do? After the video was released, many netizens criticized the blogger. You laugh at those who are hungry when you have enough to eat yourself, and it's really too much to make fun of other people's pain to satisfy your own sense of superiority. The blogger often emphasizes in his videos that he is a graduate of Peking University and calls himself a Peking University stupid pig. After this incident became public, his Peking University degree was questioned. Some netizens uncovered his academic background. He attended Beijing No. 4 High School, crowded with high-ranking cadres children, and entered the Communication University of China as a student with special talents in the art exam. After graduating from undergraduate studies, he was recommended to study for a master's degree at Peking University. After this video was released, it quickly caused an uproar on the internet. Some netizens launched a boycott, saying they wanted to make the blogger experience the feeling of looking for a job everywhere. Seeing the public outrage, the blogger urgently removed the short video and released an apology. He claimed he had hurt everyone's feelings by expressing himself inappropriately on a serious topic. However, netizens in the comment area did not forgive him, claiming, "It doesn't work, the post-2000 generation will hold grudges, and now we will rectify your workplace." The platform showed that the blogger Yang Mao Yue had about 8.77 million followers on November 23rd. By around 8 a.m. the next day, his followers had dropped to about 8.55 million, losing nearly 220,000 followers overnight. A Beijing netizen posted a video complaining about Yang Mao Yue. She said she had worked hard enough leaving home at 7 a.m. and returning to the old and shabby rental house that she rented for $410 at 11 or 12 p.m. Netizens left comments saying that it's not that the lower-class people do not work hard, but that their background has determined their life path. Let's take a look at what this Beijing netizen said. I have a master's degree in computer science from the Central University of Finance and Economics in Beijing. My job requirements are that I should not work more than 2 days of overtime per week, commute by subway for no more than 4 hours, have weekends off, and have 5 insurances and a housing provident fund. My expected salary is $1,370. I don't have to ask for the above 5 conditions to be met, it's enough to meet 3 of them. None of my 3 jobs have lasted long in the past 2 years, either because I was laid off because the company was not performing well or couldn't pay wages. Until now, it has been difficult for me to survive in Beijing. Is it because I don't work hard enough? I sit on the subway for 4 hours daily. No, I don't sit but stand, and then I am always ready to take out my computer to change my work plan on the subway. I leave early and come home late, and my salary after 1 year is not as high as one of your advertisements. If you were born into the same family as me, would you still be able to be admitted to Peking University as a graduate student? Would you still be able to drive a luxury car and live in a luxury house? You have taken up all the resources and enjoyed all the benefits of the times, and now you are afraid that others will come to take your job and share a piece of the pie with you. You can eat meat, but can you stop smacking your lips? According to reports, the advertising quotation for Yang Mao Yue videos of 1 to 20 seconds is as high as 44,000. And the advertising quotation for videos of 21 to 60 seconds and more than 60 seconds is 48,000. Finding a job in Beijing is difficult, and it's the same in Shanghai. This 30-year-old female master's degree was also laid off. I am 30, graduated with a master's degree, and have worked in Shanghai for nearly 6 years. HR interviewed me 2 days ago and told me the company's performance was not good and the contract would not be renewed. The compensation given to me was N because I was notified 1 month in advance. In fact, there was some news of layoffs as early as the end of September. Now that I received the notice of layoffs, it was unsurprising. When my husband learned that I was laid off, he kept comforting me, saying that the employment environment in Shanghai has been terrible in the past 2 years. Companies of all sizes are laying off employees, and I am not the only one who has been laid off. Shanghai netizen Yaya's husband has been unemployed for 2 months, and she is now facing layoffs. Can I still find a job in Shanghai? I took a day off today to send my son to school and adjust my mood. My husband has been unemployed for 2 months and has not found a job yet. One wave comes after another, and I may lose my job. I heard the company will lay off 40% of its employees, but I don't know if I will be laid off. Our monthly mortgage payment is $1,200, in addition to daily expenses and rent in Shanghai. It costs almost $2,000 a month. The pressure of life really overwhelms us. When we are middle-aged, we have parents and children to take care of, pay for our mortgage, and face the pressures of life. My husband and I both work in the internet industry. The employment environment has been bad in recent years, and companies of all sizes are laying off employees. Those who have not been laid off are now overloaded with double work. I heard that hundreds of thousands of companies in Shanghai have closed down. I may not escape this wave of layoffs in the internet industry. For those who have moved to Shanghai, layoffs make us feel we are being thrown into an abyss. Even sending out resumes makes me doubt my life. The woman had studied in the US and couldn't find a job after returning home. Hello everyone, I returned to China in 2021. I studied product design before, but after graduation, I worked in a satchel design company in the US for a year before returning to China. At that time, it was difficult to get a flight ticket due to the pandemic, and the flight ticket cost tens of thousands of dollars. So that job happened to save me, and I could stay there for another year. After returning to China in 2021, I've been trying to find a job. Every time I went for an interview, the companies accepted my work but didn't respond, or they thought I didn't have enough experience. So I still couldn't find a job after going around in circles. I could only work online, taking on some graphic design work and working part-time as a waiter. But a few years later, every time I go out to apply for a job, they ask me about my marital status and childbearing, which makes it even harder for me to find a job. I don't know what to do. The wave of layoffs in China has become increasingly severe in the past few months. Still, data released by the Chinese government shows that the unemployment rate was declining in November, triggering widespread doubts. A blogger in Shanghai revealed that this is because there are requirements for unemployment. First, you must have an urban household registration. Those with rural registered permanent residence and land farming are not considered unemployed. Second, you must have worked before and paid social insurance for over a year. Therefore, college students without a job after graduation are not considered unemployed. How can you be considered unemployed because you have never had a job? Third, resignation does not count as unemployment. You must be dismissed by the company and obtain a dismissal certificate from the company. Fourth, you must be employed for more than 3 consecutive months. If you work part-time, you are not unemployed even if you have no work now because you are working flexibly. Comparing the above points, do you think you are eligible for unemployment? That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share it with your friends. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.